Arrivederci, Venice. Jeff and Lauren Bezos say goodbye to the world's most romantic city, departing in a water taxi. The newlyweds will reportedly be honeymooning in Sicily.
Subscribe, like, and turn on those alerts, because what you're about to hear is not a fantasy. It's what happens when the world's richest man rewrites love like it's a corporate takeover. Welcome to Ms.CathyKnows, where the scandals get scorched before the lawyers can seal them. Let's dive into Jeff Bezos' second shot at marriage and why he wasn't playing games this time. Jeff Bezos didn't just walk into his wedding with Lauren Sanchez. He walked in armed with lawyers, armed with clauses, armed with a prenup so tight it made headlines from the US to India. Why? Because he had already been burned in the most expensive divorce in history. When he split from Mackenzie Scott in 2019, she walked away with $35 billion, and that was considered amicable. Bezos lost more than money. He lost Amazon shares, public image control, and the illusion that love was separate from empire. So when he fell for Lauren Sanchez, Bezos didn't just buy her a yacht, he bought himself a war room. And that war room drafted what some insiders are calling the most airtight prenup ever constructed by a private citizen. According to the Times of India, Bezos was scarred by his first divorce. And the word scarred isn't an exaggeration, it's a legal strategy. Every handshake, every smile, every red carpet moment with Lauren was happening under the shadow of pre-negotiated terms. This was love with a liability waiver. And here's the kicker, Lauren knew it. She didn't just sign it, she negotiated it. Sources say the couple spent months drafting and finalizing terms before the wedding. Not just about finances, about future children, media behavior, and even non-disclosure terms for their staff. This wasn't a marriage. This was the launch of a brand, Bezos Sanchez 2.0. But if Bezos is the CEO of this love story, then what happens when the market crashes? Because behind the glamour, some say cracks are already forming. Not because of cheating, oh no, this time it's about control. Rumors from staffers and insiders say that Bezos' need to protect his empire has made the relationship feel less like a partnership and more like compliance training. The wedding was stunning, the yacht was obscene, but the vibe behind closed doors, corporate. So why does this matter? Because if this prenup ever gets activated, if something flips, even quietly, it'll rewrite how billionaires marry. It'll be studied, mimicked, and probably weaponized. And guess what? Lauren's already starting to feel the heat. Stick around, because we're digging into the clauses she agreed to, the mistakes she might have made, and why some experts say she walked into a golden trap. Willingly. Forget the diamonds, the dresses, and the $500,000 honeymoon. Let's talk about the real wedding gift Jeff Bezos gave Lauren Sanchez. A legally binding blueprint that protects him from ever getting burned again. And let's be clear, this isn't just some Hollywood prenup with polite language and generous exit packages. This one has teeth. And Lauren, she might have just signed away her most valuable assets. According to insiders connected to high-profile attorneys, Bezos' prenup includes 3 killer elements: zero access to Amazon shares, a non-contest clause, and performance-based incentives. Let's break that down. First, Lauren gets no cut of Amazon. Not now, not ever. Even if she dedicates years to being the public face of Bezos' philanthropic work or softening his image, those billions are locked away tighter than the vault in Fort Knox. Second, there's the non-contest clause, a legal booby trap. If Lauren challenges any part of the agreement during or after the marriage, she risks losing everything the prenup does give her. It's a silent threat wrapped in velvet. Smile for the cameras, sweetheart, but don't even think about lawyering up later. And third, the most bizarre performance-based perks. That's right. According to whispers from someone who allegedly worked with Lauren's legal team, certain bonuses, yes, bonuses, kick in if she meets specific benchmarks: public appearances, joint philanthropy milestones, media interviews within the brand strategy. It sounds absurd, but when you're building a dynasty with someone worth over $200 billion, your marriage becomes measurable. But here's where it turns spicy. Lauren might have thought she could outshine the paperwork, that her charisma, media savvy, and closeness to power gave her leverage. But Bezos didn't just build Amazon, he built control systems. And this prenup. It's not about protecting feelings, it's about locking down narrative, reputation, and legacy. There are whispers that Lauren's discomfort is growing. She's reportedly clashed with legal staff over boundaries, particularly when it comes to media access. And insiders say her tone changed drastically once the final prenup draft was signed. Why? Because she realized, too late, that love in the Bezos universe is secondary to strategy. If this marriage ever falters, Lauren won't walk away with what Mackenzie did. She won't become one of the richest women on earth. She'll walk away with what was pre-approved. She's playing chess with a man who invented the board, and unless she's planning a counterattack, she might already be cornered. But what if she is planning one? We're diving into the whispers, what Lauren has allegedly been saying in private, the media moves she's preparing, and why some insiders say the honeymoon phase is over and the power struggle is just beginning. In the public eye, Lauren Sanchez is glowing, fashionable, glamorous, jet-setting with Jeff on super yachts and holding hands in Saint-Tropez. But behind the scenes, the narrative is shifting. Her friends say she's evaluating options. Her team has reportedly been told to tighten their lips. And one former assistant says Lauren has started calling the prenup the muzzle. Here's what we know. Lauren has been extremely active in crafting her image since the wedding. Interviews, magazine features, strategic leaks about philanthropy. These aren't casual, they're chess pieces. And why now? Because Lauren may be prepping for phase 2, reclaiming control of the story. One media expert who consulted on previous Bezos PR campaigns said it bluntly. If Lauren feels sidelined or silenced, she'll leak her own version of the narrative. That's how these power marriages end, in media, not court. That's why Bezos' inner circle is allegedly getting nervous. Because once someone in a golden cage figures out how to open the door, they don't just leave, they talk. There are also whispers that Lauren's team has already consulted with a high-profile media lawyer, not to break the prenup, but to clarify what she's allowed to say. Remember, this isn't just a marriage, it's a brand merger with NDAs on every shelf. If she missteps, she loses the perks. If she says nothing, she disappears into the shadow of the Bezos empire. But there's one wildcard that makes this entire situation volatile. Jeff Bezos hates surprises. His power is built on anticipation, control, and narrative precision. If Lauren makes one wrong move, if she speaks too soon, posts too boldly, or reclaims the spotlight in an unapproved way, he will respond. And his response won't be emotional. It'll be tactical, quiet, legal. And let's be honest, what's more chilling than being married to someone who can outspend, outmaneuver, and outlast you in every court on earth? This isn't about love anymore. It's about legacy, optics, and who controls the story when the cameras turn off. Lauren may have married into a kingdom, but if she dares to revolt, the king already has the paperwork ready. Stay tuned, because at Ms.CathyKnows, we're not watching fairy tales. We're watching power unfold in real time.